Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to do my June TBR. This is the month of the readathons. Big time. I'm still going to play my TBR game just because I need to get some more done for my 26 and 2026 list. Actually did 3 this month, which was pretty amazing. But yeah. So I do have some crossovers from this month. I'm still in the middle of Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon. It's the 4th Outlander book. I'm listening to it slowly. I don't know. I just kind of dip in and out, and it's really long. And I'm also listening to the dramatized version of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I'm in the middle of that one because I'm listening along with a podcast that I kind of fell off of, Tales from Godric's Hollow. And I'm doing it slowly so I don't bombard them with emails every week. So I'll, make myself stop. So this is going to be a while. Pretty sure Harry Potter will be, this particular one will be on my TBR for a month or 2. We'll see. But it's been fun kind of savoring it. Then I do have one nonfiction I know for sure I'm going to read on Juneteenth by Annette Gordon Reed. It's Juneteenth, June 19th. So it's the history of Juneteenth, which I don't really know much about. So I want to read it. Then for the reading challenges, we have Alma's book journey, Journey Through Time. I'm going to read a book that is set in World War I or World War II. I'm going to read The Dance Teacher of Paris by Suzanne Fortin. I did not get to it in May like I planned. I had other things to read, and I was just like, I'll just save these World War II books for June. So yeah, it's a dance teacher. And I guess some of her students are Jewish, so the parents want her to help hide the kids. Something like that. Sounds good. We'll see. Then Jane reads, her Christian fiction challenge for June is Summer in the Title or Set in Summer, and a book to a recommendation. That's all of this. The Summer of You and Me by Denise Hunter. I heard about it from Oshina. From Oshina Gotta Read 'Em All. It's about a woman who lost her husband, and her name is Maggie. She's at a fair or something. And she sees who she thinks is her dead husband. And she also has a thing for Ethan, her husband's brother, I guess? So, wait, Ethan is the husband. Josh is the brother. Anyway, I guess we're going to find out, is he alive or not? She runs into the man who could pass for Ethan's twin, but he disappears into the amusement park crowd before she can confront him. So, I want to know what that's about. Then we also have, I'm participating in 3 readathons. I was going to do 4, but I couldn't do it. Because I also really do want to get to my 26 and 2026. So, let's just play the game first before we get into those books. So, and my castle roller. So if I roll a 1, we're doing a reread. If I roll a 2, we're reading from the many lists of series I need to catch up on. If I roll a 3, we're reading from my 26 and 2026. 4 is a nonfiction. 5 is a booktube recommendation, so somebody will be on the hot seat. And 6, prompt jar. So, 5 rolls this time. I actually did 10 rolls in May, and actually read all 10 rolls, but there's no way I'm going to do that. Not with this many books. So, let's do this. 5 rolls. 1, 2, 3. A 1. Okay. A reread. Let's see what I got that I want to reread. My reread list is growing shorter because a lot of them are these big series that I'm rereading, like The Babysitter's Club. So, let me write that down. I think I'm going to do We Were the Lucky Ones by Georgia Hunter as part of my World War II thing. Because I've been wanting to watch the show, and it kind of got confusing because I hadn't read it in a long time. So, yeah. I want to reread We Were the Lucky Ones, even though it is one of the chunkier books. But that's okay. 2. Okay, here's roll number 2. 1, 2, 3. A 2. Okay, I'm clearly just going in numerical order. A series. Let's see my series card stack. I think I know what I want. Well, I'm going to do this anyway. Island of Muir by Jenny Colgan. I'm going to read The Island Wedding. That was going to happen anyway, because it's the next book in the series and it takes place in summer. So, that was going to happen anyway. That was on my list, so. Yeah. I kind of try to read these seasonally as they take place in different seasons. So I read books 3 and 4 around Christmas because, they take place at Christmas. So, yeah. Next roll. This is getting easy. A 3. Okay, I'm really going in numerical order. It was 3. I keep having to look at my... Okay, 26 and 2026. Good. I need more 3s. Let's see what I got. Honestly, I made the big mistake of making all of my list of 26 books like chunkers. I need something that's not gigantic. But then I'm going to end up saving all the chunkers for last. I don't know. I could do The Last Year of the War by Susan Meissner. It's a World War II book, and I could just continue with my theme. Or The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. Or The Lilac Girls. I have a bunch of World War II, but they're gigantic. The Distant Hours by Kate Morton. Maybe. Too long. Definitely not Christie. I got it. We are going to do a World War I book. Maybe I'll count this one for Alma's prompt after all. It's called When the World Fell Silent by Donna Jones Alward. It's about 2 sisters, I think. One of them is has children and loses her husband, and she's like living with her in-laws. And the other one goes to work for the war effort, I think. Well, anyway, it's that one. It takes place in Canada, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. So, roll number 4. Okay, finally, we get one's out of order. It's a 6. So that is prompt jar. Okay, we're going to pick a prompt. Let's shuffle them around and let me see what we get. I made up all these prompts on my own. Okay, what is this? This is upside down. Fairy tale retelling. Okay. Okay. Guess we'll go back to the Four Kingdoms series. My next one was a Snow White one. I always put them back, by the way. You know, the prompts, so you reuse them. I don't feel like making up new ones. Okay. 2 more rolls, and then we're going to go to the readathons. A 3. No, not a 3. What is that? It's a 1. Good grief, I can't read. Okay. Or another reread. Okay. The reread list is getting shorter. Because like I said, a lot of these are series. Maybe I'll do the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. I try to read this once a year. And it goes with my World War II theme here. Or we have... A lot of these are just ongoing, huge series. I could reread The Medallion by Kathy Gulke. Or The German Midwife by Mandy Robotham. A lot of World War II to choose from. Sorry, you're just watching me. Can you even see me shuffle? I'm going to do The Medallion by Kathy Gulke. Haven't read that in a long time. So, yeah. Let me write that down. Last row. Ooh, a 3. Another 26 and 2026 read. So we got 2 this month. Excellent. What did I already pick? Okay, I picked When the World Fell Silent, so let's see what other World War II one we have. I think... Yeah, we're going to do The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. Yeah, okay. It's a spy book, I think. So, yeah, there is that. Now let's get this stuff put away so it gets out of my way. Sorry, you're just watching me move around. I don't know if how much you can actually see, but fine. Where did I put the dice roller? I always put stuff away and then I forget where I put it. I see the slot. Okay, let's get on to readathons. So, there's a Read Historical Fiction readathon that Shelley Swearingen is doing. The reason I can participate in that with all the other stuff is because really, she just wants you to follow like a theme, a historical theme, and mine is World War II. So, I want to read the Orphans of St. Agnes series. It's a trilogy by Jenna Neff. Sounds like orphanage resistance, I guess. So the first one is called The Home for War Orphans. And yeah. Margot spent most of her life at St. Agnes Orphanage with her little sister Lucy. She does her best to care for all the children, cradling them under the stars when Sister Helen can't get them to sleep. But she knows that when the Nazis reach the gates of Paris, the Jewish orphanage will be in terrible danger. She must help them escape. So, yeah. The next one is The Last War Orphan, and then The War Orphan's Courage. So, that is that trilogy. And I had my other books, too. Then we have the Red, White, and June readathon. That's hosted by Shannon from Old American Spirit, Callie Reads a Lot, Morgan's Endless Bookshelf, Tales with Tay, Cheryl from Candlewick Library, and from In Search of Wonder, and Bethany reads books. So, I had a hard time finding stuff just because this is not my area of expertise. It's never been a time in history I've been really drawn to. I read all the Felicity books, but, you know, as a kid, and that was fun, but yeah. But I think I did okay for the 5 prompts. So we have Secrets and Spies, a book about spies. I found this one on my own, actually. This sounds fun. It's called Chains, Seeds of America, #1 by Lori Halls Anderson. As the Revolutionary War begins, 13-year-old Isabel wages her own fight for freedom. Promised freedom upon the death of their owner, she and her sister Ruth, in a cruel twist of fate, become the property of a malicious New York City couple, the Locktons, who have no sympathy for the American Revolution and even less for Ruth and Isabel. When Isabel meets Curzon, a slave with ties to the Patriots, he encourages her to spy on her owners, who know details of British plans for invasion. She is reluctant at first, but when the unthinkable happens to Ruth, Isabel realizes her loyalty is available to the bitter who can provide her with freedom. So a lot of this is kind of her jostling with the fact that, grappling with the fact that the Declaration isn't necessarily going to free her. So why should I care about freeing the white people? Which, fair enough, they don't get free for another century. Loyalist or patriot, read a book that explores the differing loyalties. I'm going to read The Winter of Red Snow, the Revolutionary War Diary of Abigail Jane Stewart. It's a Dear America book by Christiana. I think I spelled it wrong. Gregory? I wrote Geggery, which is not her name. I don't know what I did there. I heard about this one from Kelly. I already checked it out from the library. So there's that. I'm hoping to read Revolutionary War on Wednesday by Mary Pope Osborne. I don't know how much those two books will discuss both sides, but we'll see. And Quill and Parchment, a book that features correspondence. I'm going to read a nonfiction book, First Family, Abigail and John Adams by Joseph J. Ellis. I also got this one from the library. So that's nice. There's a lot of Revolutionary War books that are on the wait list. I heard about this one from Kelly also. But yeah, there's a long wait list for a lot of these books. Number 4, Faith That Endures. I'm going to reread Hope's Crossing by Joan Goodman. This one, I read it as a little kid. I was like 10, 11. But I don't remember, like, I didn't really care about the history at the time. It's about Hope. I guess she's a patriot. Her family are patriots, and she gets kidnapped by loyalists. And remember, she gets smallpox at one point. But yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the history, so it'll be interesting to read as an adult. And then Courage in Petticoats, a female character. I'm going to read Founding Mother, a novel of Abigail Adams by Stephanie Dre. I heard about this one from the What Should I Read Next Summer Reading Guide. It's, I guess, a fictionalized story of Abigail Adams. So it'll be interesting to compare the two books. So, yeah. That's everything I have for the Revolutionary War Readathon. I'm hoping to read the Magic Treehouse one, too. And maybe I'll listen to the Felicity books again. I don't know. I mean, honestly, because a lot of these books are huge. Well, not the ones I picked for Revolutionary War, but I have a lot of big books on my TBR, so I may just cheat and go easy and read the shortest books possible for this one. We'll see. Then we have the Picnic in June Readathon. Hosts are Lucy from the Lucy Chronicles, Lindsay Lemos, I guess she's on Instagram, Jamie Gordy from Read Brucey, the Kansan Reader, and Kay's Library. So, I was confused by this one at first, but I thought you had to read everyone's prompts, but no, you just pick a prompt per host and answer the questions. So, first one is, what are you eating? And I picked Pasta, a book with a heavy story. I'm going to read The Secret Midwife of Berlin by Suzanne Fortin. This is the other one that I didn't read in May. I mean, how much heavier can you get than World War II? This one's about a midwife who, I guess, saves Jewish mothers and babies, which, I mean, that's my kind of book. Number 2, what is the setting? And I picked The Beach, a book set in summer or at the beach. And I decided to read the Annie Peterson series by Colin Coble. It takes place on the coast of Rock Harbor. So I think it's beachy. I don't know. Someone tell me. So yeah, there's that. It's a trilogy. Number 3, what animals do you see? I picked peacock. I'm cheating a little bit because it says a gorgeous cover, a teal cover, or a peacock on the cover. This one doesn't, I don't think it has peacocks, but it's called The Secret Language of Birds by Lynn Kelly. I heard about this one from the Currently Reading podcast, and I was going to read it for middle grade May, did not get to it, still have it checked out from the library, so I figure, why not? It's about this girl who wants to save some endangered birds that she finds at her summer camp. So I figure, why not? A bird's a bird. Number 4, what books did you bring? Favorite genre, historical fiction? I just wrote see above for historical fiction of all kinds. Any of the books I talked about before counts for that. Number 5, what else are you doing? I picked Tea Party, not because I'm a fan of tea parties, but because A Brood Awakening by Pepper Basham. I heard about this one from Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails. It's about, it sounds fun because there's a kid in it, and it sounds like a good-natured rivalry between two, there's a tea shop owner, and then there's a guy, and they're gonna cater a British-themed wedding, and he has a kid, and you know how I am about single dad romances, so why not? And then, we have just other random summer books I want to get to. I already talked about An Island Wedding, Island of New York, Book 5 by Jenny Colgan. Then we have A Summer Wedding from the Cornish Midwife by Joe Bartlett. I started this series this month, actually. I read The Cornish Midwife. And the next one is a summer book. So I'm going to read this seasonally, kind of whenever each book takes place. So this one just happens to take place in summer. The next one takes place in December, so we're going to do that. Then we have All Booked Up by Melody Carlson. Reva Owen lives in the Victorian house. It's been in her family for 3 generations, but finances have been difficult. So she doesn't want to leave her library, and she acquires roommates, women, and sounds fun. I don't know. We'll see. Then we have Summer State of Mind by Christy Woodson Harvey. I heard about this one from Chloe from Always Booked, and I think Book Lover Amanda's going to try to read it too. I'm a little nervous about this one because I read a book by her last summer called Summer of Songbirds, and I hated one of the characters so much. She was a monster. She sucked. I'm hoping this is better. There's an abandoned baby in it. After the worst day in her professional career, burnt out NICU nurse Daisy Stevens runs to Cape Carolina, North Carolina, looking for a new life and possibly new romance. On her first day at her simpler job, high school baseball coach Mason Daisden discovers an abandoned baby, and you can guess where it goes. And then the last book I kind of want to get to is The Deep End of Love by Christina Suzanne Nelson, another one I didn't get to this month. A pregnant teenager, and then there's 3 other women who are... And suddenly 3 women are pulled into the undertow. A mother desperate to protect her child, battling hurt and fears from her past. A newcomer with empty arms and a deep longing, and a broken heart trying to survive amid grief. I'm assuming that's a teenage... No. There's 4 women. So these other 3 women are part of this. I'm assuming she's going to place this kid for adoption. Because there is a woman with empty arms. It's very rare that a book about a pregnant teenager and then a woman with empty arms doesn't lead to adoption, because that's like the Hollywood ending, even though I would be just as happy if she kept her baby. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Christina Suzanne Nelson has never steered me wrong. So, yeah, that is everything that I plan on reading in June. It could all change. Who knows? A lot of these are long. This is ambitious, insane. And, yeah, that's everything. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!
Schedule. Stop recording video.